Good afternoon. This campaign report has been researched for Safe Harbor Property Management. The goal of this report is to promote the new section of their business which specializes in short-term vacation rentals in coastal Harpswell, Maine. This report is divided into sections. It begins with a quick introduction and then proceeds with a situational analysis which explains the current company position. Then, in the campaign proposal section, the benefits of a new media campaign are discussed. This is followed by the evaluation section, which discusses the tools with which we can measure what channels were most effective in securing the campaign goals. The presentation will conclude with a summary and a question and answer period. As featured on this slide, Safe Harbor Management Company has transitioned into the short-term vacation rental market and has beautiful homes to showcase in their rental portfolio. Yet to be successful in this market, Safe Harbor Property Management must reach a broad and diverse audience to compete with the other short-term rental offerings in southern Maine. Thus, a dynamic new media presence which increases engagement and blazes new pathways to reach niche markets is proposed. This first section, the situational analysis, discusses the current position of Safe Harbor Property Management. A SWOT analysis helps develop a strong business strategy by making sure all of the business's strengths and weaknesses, as well as the opportunities and threats it faces in the marketplace, have been considered. Thus, this analysis can help SHPM position itself strategically in the market. Pictured here, one can see both the strengths and the weaknesses that the business possesses. Safe Harbor Property Management currently has many strengths. They run the most comprehensive property management service in the area. The business has been in the hospitality business for over 100 years. The business is in a great location. They have strong relationships with vendors, and they have a large number of current clients who might consider renting in the future. Conversely, SHPM has some weaknesses. It has a lack of digital presence and a strong need to streamline office processes through digitalization. The fact that this has not been done is partially due to the fact that it's very small staff. It currently has no storefront, so it is utterly reliant upon a digital presence. Additionally, the current domain does not have the word Maine in the domain name, so the SEO is not as strong as competitors, and at the present time, no social media or niche channels are being utilized. And finally, almost all the photos are of property or the owner's family. There are no lifestyle photos or inclusive images. This section of the SWOT diagram discusses external influences, which can bring both opportunities and threats. On the positive side, the short-term rental business is currently flourishing despite economic fluctuations. This may be due to the fact that many people are able to work remotely. Current low interest rates may encourage more owners to buy and rent in the area. The city of Portland continues to grow with the possibility of visiting business clientele, expanding the rental season. And finally, many new media opportunities provide low-cost ways to reach target audiences. Social media, digital flipbooks, niche channels, all of which can be utilized to drive the interested party to the website. On the flip side, there are threats to the business. There are two strong competitors and more are developing. While the rental market is flourishing, if there are too many rentals, it could flood the market and cause an increase in vacancy. And competitors could invest heavily in SEO and make a competition fierce. There is always the possibility of a wind or an ice storm causing damage in multiple houses, causing loss of income. And of course, the economy can nosedive, creating vacancies, or new legislation could add fees and change the ability to rent. The SHPM rental service provides the following services: advertisement, booking, greeting each client, providing information about the local area attractions, being on call for any concerns, and finally, cleaning for the next client. Safe Harbor Property Management is an established property management company with an impressive history of service in the area. Beginning as a bed and breakfast, pictured here, the business morphed into a property management firm which advertised primarily through traditional means, word of mouth, truck signage, and ads in the local paper. However, when COVID hit, many people bought property and wanted to rent, and SHPM moved into the short-term rental market and saw greater profits with far fewer clients. To strengthen and grow this area of the business, traditional communication methods will no longer be enough because they do not target the right audience. Their promotional communications need to have extensive reach, far beyond the local area. Thus, they need to build a new media campaign to compete with the two strong short-term rental businesses in the area. The short-term rental industry is currently very strong. The Harpswell area offers much to short-term renters, and the SHPM has already had market success with very little digital presence. In 2021, U.S. short-term rentals STR supply wasn't able to keep up with the strong growth in demand, driving occupancy rates to all-time highs. 2022 followed the same pattern of steep incline. And now the market is beginning to change again. AirDNA, which is a commercial services that continuously scrapes listings from the major online short-term rental platforms and provides STR data, confirms in their 2023 Outlook report that U.S. STR industry is poised for future growth, remaining strong in the midst of a possible recession. Additionally, new channels are emerging every day to broaden audience reach through niche markets. Research has proven that market segmentation is well established and commonly used in tourism because it has a high level of efficacy due to the fact that it increases personalization and relevancy. Therefore, it stands to reason that the utilization of niche channels holds much opportunity for increasing campaign reach and engagement. When examining information about the industry in the state, one challenge is Maine's housing crisis. The lack of housing has led a new legislative committee to take a hard look at short-term rentals and their impact on the lack of affordable housing in Maine. The panel is looking at ways to regulate short-term rental properties. Currently, they are discussing changes to land use laws, and this could affect both new and existing rentals and is a concern. Further, the sale of homes in Maine was down by 23% last year, which may indicate that realtors will push harder into the STR market to make up the difference. Locally, there are tough challenges as well. Both of the large STR competitors on the island are connected to realtors, which regularly feed them new clients. With over 80 properties represented, Your Island Connection is the largest competitor SHPM faces. The rental agency has a well-designed website which features all rental properties and lists area attractions and services offered. They also have a Facebook and Instagram presence. The posts are generally beautiful images of the island or photos featuring rental properties. They have 800 followers on Facebook and 350 followers on Instagram. Mainstay Vacations is newer to the market and currently represents over 50 rentals. The company website is not presented quite as elegantly as the website of Your Island Connection. The approach is more straightforward. They have an established Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook presence, all of which are posting weekly during the summer months. However, no posts on any platform have been made since October. Their Facebook posts feature different available rentals and do not list the follower amount. The Instagram account has 80 followers and only has pictures of their own promotional material. The Pinterest account posts property pictures, has 2 followers, and an average of 30 monthly views. It features pictures of houses which link to their website. It is also listed on Yelp and has several positive reviews. The fact that SHPM offers comprehensive property management services can be leveraged to assure owners that their property is in safe hands. This is a key differentiation, yet it is only of value to property owners, not renters. However, SHPM has also been established on these islands since the 1700s, and this can be of value to renters if the quality of service they offer is broader and more comprehensive. If SHPM can offer a comprehensive digital flipbook with links to attractions and restaurants and perhaps pair it with a personalized concierge service, these perks might serve to differentiate it from the competition and make it appear to be more established. Several years ago, a logo and a website were developed for SHPM. The logo, a compass rose, worked well to increase brand recognition. The website served its purpose for a rural property management firm. The site has references from existing clients and explains the community involvement of the owner. This strategy made sense to attract more property owners, but it does not hold appeal or engage property renters. Thus, it must be recreated with a new focus on the rental properties offered. SHPM currently engages in several traditional forms of communication. For example, the company runs ads in the local paper. These have proven successful during the summer months when the owners are in town. Truck signage has also increased visibility and increased awareness, but all of this current advertisement is aimed at property owners, not property renters. At the moment, the main way that the property renters are being reached is through word of mouth and a listing on VRBO, where there is enormous competition. Very few renters find the SHPM site for two reasons. First, it does not rank highly for Harpswell STRs, or short-term rentals, and second, the traditional methods are primarily seen by people who are already staying in the area and thus have no need for a short-term rental. The biggest lesson learned from the past and current practices is that the rental market in Harpswell has utterly changed. It is no longer word of mouth. People have changed the way they receive information, and this is seen across all age groups. Figure 10 clearly indicates this. Research has indicated that social media is very influential in tourist decision-making. Studies note that the presentation, design, and recency of content all help form the idea of how credible a company is. Research has also shown that tourist research not only destination but transportation, accommodation, food, dining, activities and attractions, as well as shopping and other leisure activities during the decision-making process. Moreover, it almost all note that research in user-generated content plays heavily into the planning of trips. Research has shown that 74% of consumers rely on word-of-mouth reviews and trust this far more than the advertisement itself. Thus, the efficacy of the campaign should increase not only once the digital presence is in place, but once the presence on the varied platform begins to generate UGC. A careful eye must be kept on the UGC because while positive user-generated content is gold, negative feedback must be addressed promptly to maintain credibility. This second section, the campaign proposal, discusses the goals, target audience, and the tactics of the new media plan, which has been strategically designed to increase reach, engagement, and conversion. The overarching goal of the long-term campaign is to increase the number of rental properties that SHPM represents by 50% within 1 year. The strategy in this campaign is to decrease vacancy rate by 25% in existing properties to prove the efficacy of the SHPM services. Then, in a secondary, subsequent campaign, use the dynamic new digital presence coupled with the improved vacancy rate to attract new property owners who are interested in renting their properties. The objectives. This will be done by creating a dynamic new digital presence with increased reach, to increase bookings with existing clients. This new presence, along with the proof of solid bookings, will serve to indicate professional level services and increase future clientele. This campaign is primarily aimed at potential property renters with the goal to decrease vacancy and increase profit. Once this goal is realized, it will fuel a second campaign aimed towards property owners in which the improved vacancy rate can be used to validate the efficacy of the services SHPM provides. Thus, the primary target audience for this campaign is the potential property renter, but the secondary target audience is a property owner who also has high stakes involved in the efficacy of the campaign. The demographic range of the potential property rental target market is large. This is primarily due to the fact that the weekly rental cost ranges from $1,600 to over $12,000. Thus, possible renters range from young families on an annual holiday to working individuals funded by their company to established successful older professional couples. Nationality, ethnicity, age, gender, and geographic location can all vary as well. This range provides a lot of opportunity for segmentation of the market as the campaign progresses, as different customer personas exist. It would be wise to incorporate this strategy, as research has shown that segmented campaigns have proven a 760% increase in revenue. Additional research has shown that 80% of customers are more likely to purchase from a brand that provides a personalized experience. Currently, about 90% of the renters are white, Judeo-Christian, American, and have a college level of education. One goal of the campaign is to attract a more diversified audience. 65% of consumers say that it's important that brands they engage with actively promote diversity and inclusion. And further, 88% of Generation X and 90% of millennials believe that this helps a brand's reputation and boosts overall credibility. The psychographics, which are more related to people's interests, personality, lifestyle, values, and attitude, are more straightforward. The target audience is generally looking to experience relaxation and the simple pleasures of life on the Maine coast. These people generally enjoy nature, hiking, boating, eating seafood, shopping, and relaxing by the ocean. Lifestyle images, which are segmented by hobby or interest, can be a helpful way to reach the psychographic, as this helps the user make the connection between their desire and the product being offered. It is important to remember that a media campaign will be able to be seen by all. Therefore, every move made to attract the primary audience must be counterbalanced by whether or not it will attract a new property owner. In most cases, they work in tandem, but in some cases, strategies may be at odds. For instance, a strongly representing a property may appeal to both audiences. However, a deeply discounted approach might serve to attract a new property renter, but it could simultaneously cause a property owner to consider renting with SHPM to question the vacancy rate. Thus, it is always wise to keep both of these target audiences in mind at all points through the campaign. While the primary focus of this campaign is conversion of the target audience, it is important to remember that the audience is larger than those who are actively searching for properties. According to the situational theory of publics, there are 4 groups: non-public, latent public, aware public, and active public. According to this theory, the active public is already booking with SHPM. An aware public is one that knows that SHPM offers as short-term rentals, but has not booked. A latent public is one that's looking for vacation properties in the area but does not know of SHPM. And finally, a non-public may never have even thought of vacationing on the coast of Maine. It is also important to note that a public is volatile. It evolves from one public to the next. Research has shown that the tourist decision-making process involves researching information about destination, transportation, food, dining, attractions, and finally accommodations. Providing this information at different stages can move them along from a non or latent public to an aware and active public. In order to successfully target a non-public or a latent public, one must build awareness about the area, the attractions, and the culture. This creates desire. By igniting desire to vacation in the area, the non or latent public can transition into an aware public. Informing the latent and aware public about local businesses and attractions help build brand credibility, a key factor in tourist decision making. And when an audience has become aware, specific information about the STR itself will increase chances of conversion, resulting in an active public. An active public should still be engaged to build loyalty to the brand. Concierge Flipbook can help renters enjoy their stay, and a flipbook advertising all the SHPM rentals can increase awareness and a chance of rebooking. Further, a dedicated Facebook page can offer discounts to repeat customers, and gathering UGC from all this active public can help build awareness for the non-latent and aware publics. As opposed to traditional media, new media offers great reach with minimal cost. The STR market is worldwide, and new media offers the ability to reach this audience. As seen in Figure 13, the redesigned website, which focuses on property rentals instead of property management, will serve as the hub, with most traffic directed there. Social media will be employed to build awareness and offer seasonal promotions, niche channels which reach segmented audiences. Flipbooks will showcase detailed information about the property and the area attractions. All of these platforms will link to the website, which holds a portfolio of all these properties. The website, in turn, will then connect to VRBO for booking, and these channels will work in tandem to increase reach, engagement, and ultimately, conversion. The website will be recreated to make short-term rentals a strong focal point, but will also have the property management services showcased as well. As seen in Figure 13 and Figure 14, the two local competitors have the booking software front and center on the front page of their website. There is no question what service this website provides. This is the shift that SHPM needs to make. The property management services could be available via the navigation bar or even on a completely different website. This will serve two purposes. Number one, it will keep Safe Harbor Property Management separate from Safe Harbor Property Rentals. And number two, it will allow Safe Harbor Property Rentals to acquire a domain name with the name Maine and Rentals and perhaps even Coastal in the address to boost search engine optimization. For instance, your Island Connections web address is www.mainrentals.com. Hence, they rank very highly. The new SHPM website proposed will also redevelop all content. It will make strong use of video, photos, and high-level messaging to communicate. Research has proven that 91% of consumers want to see more video from brands. Similarly, photos have been shown to engage customers viewing real estate rental. Finally, it has been proven that high-level messages communicate the key elements of the brand, such as seen in Figure 16, and promise it in a way that appeals broadly to a variety of stakeholders and ensures the value proposition is clear. Thus, these strategies will be incorporated throughout the website. The website must also establish credibility. Travelers want to deal with the tourism service providers that they know they can trust. They are not only they want to have a value and an experience of a lifetime, but also they want reassurance that their hard-earned holiday savings will be protected. Credibility will be achieved by assuring a high degree of functionality, by featuring partnerships with nearby attractions, restaurants, and businesses, as well as posting credentials from the local business bureaus and the Chamber of Commerce. Figure 17 shows how one competitor lists the area attractions. On a technical level, the amount of outbound links help establish credibility with Google, and this also boosts the ranking of the site. The more outbound links, the more credible. SHPM already uses two major booking sites, VRBO and Airbnb. The primary goal of this campaign is to broaden reach. To that end, we will incorporate high-performing niche channels, which are narrowly charged subgroups based on interests, values, geographic offenses, and micro-demographics. Focusing on niche channels has proven to hold the potential to supercharge marketing ROI, as tactics have become simultaneously cheaper and more effective with less competition. This would include, but is not limited to, channels like Bring Fido, which lists properties that can have dogs, Hand Discover, which specializes in disabled-friendly accommodation, and Fab Stays, which specializes in accommodations for the LGBTQ crowd. Additionally, channels like Homelike, which specializes in longer-term stays for business travelers, might help fill vacancies in the winter months and extend the renting season. And SnapTrip, which specializes in last-minute travel, might help fill those odd vacancies. Additionally, because of many of these niche groups focus on capturing diverse markets, this is also a way to ensure that SHPM is acting on their values and remaining focused on inclusion. The drawback to the utilization of niche sites is that the fees are generally higher than VRBO, which charges a 5% commission fee and a 3% processing fee. However, by restructuring the prices, the profit margin can remain the same. And while the fees on these niche channels may be higher than what VRBO charges, we must also consider that full with a fee is better than vacant, period. Each filled room improves that vacancy rate and improves the chances of more property owners considering SHPM as their short-term rental representative. Experts note that when used correctly and consistently, social media can help grow a captive audience, build trust and credibility, and turn those valuable relationships into lucrative bookings. The main platforms which will be utilized are Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Pinterest. Facebook. With roughly 2.96 billion monthly users as the fourth quarter of 2022, Facebook is the most used social network worldwide. Further, in the US, it is the platform where users spend most of the time per day. The Expedia Group notes that Facebook is the best platform to start on for STRs and recommends setting up a Facebook account for each property. It is also important to keep in mind that functionality remains essential to conversion. Thus, after building a strong portfolio that has a key information which differentiates it from the others on the market, the Expedia Group recommends to add a Book Now button that leads right to VRBO. Book posts should have hashtags that help travelers find the property by area and interest, and always include high-quality images which capture the view, accentuate the character, and show off the unique amenities. On Instagram, i4Travel recently announced that over 60% of travel brands now are including Instagram in their marketing mix. Since Facebook and Instagram are now linked, it can expand the reach of both platforms. Further, by using software such as Light Widget, one can embed the Instagram feed on the website, which serves to keep the website looking fresh and updated. Since Instagram is all about the aesthetic, and a key to brand recognition is differentiation, short-term rental experts say that the key to to go beyond just posting pictures of the rental rooms and the view. Research has proven that the number of followers will increase when posts contain lifestyle photos, guest experience shots, and images of unique amenities and local recipe illustrations. Pinterest. Pinterest is also a crucial marketing tool for several reasons. It has 416 million users a month, primarily women, and there is a high level of engagement because they are searching for something specific. Each pin has a link, so it's a great opportunity to increase traffic to the website. And finally, it's simple to promote Pinterest because it can now be linked to Facebook and Twitter accounts. By using various keywords to connect with varied niche markets, Pinterest can expand reach and drive users to the property page on the website. And finally, YouTube. YouTube is not simply a website. It is a search engine, and with over 3 billion searches a month, YouTube's search volume is larger than AOL, Ask.com, Yahoo, and Bing combined. Creating videos that showcase properties, answer questions, review services in the area, or house tutorials like how to cook a lobster, interest can be generated. These videos can be housed on YouTube, but shared throughout all of SHPM's channels, thereby adding a dynamic, attention-grabbing element to all promotional material. Digital flipbooks are also an effective way to house digital content and allow people to share it. Digital flipbooks can house audio, videos, photo slideshows, links to different websites, embed Google Maps, add social media buttons, and even integrate Google Analytics to see what part of your publication keeps the readers more engaged. Moreover, with a link or a QR code, the translation of information is specific to need and instantaneous. This ability to immediately address a query conveys professionalism. Digital flipbooks for SVM could be used for a myriad of purposes. First, they could be utilized for advertisement by showcasing the rental property portfolio. This would bolster the already strong word-of-mouth advertisement done by the owner for in-person queries. Second, flipbooks could act as a guidebook describing individual rental property amenities and offer coupons to dining and attractions in the area. Third, flipbooks could be used to streamline information processes within the SHPM rental offices. Flipbooks can contain directions for hooking to Wi-Fi, house rules, checking out procedures. Additionally, QR codes can be placed around the house in problematic areas like the tricky propane fireplace, which connect to the correct page in the flipbook. They can also be utilized to house how to cook a lobster videos and other fun local activities as well. And finally, during the latter part of each of this stay or upon departure, a different digital flipbook can be sent to each customer, which offers a discount for rebook for the following season, either at the same rental or at one of the others that are held by the brand. If designed strategically, digital flipbooks would not only allow SHPM's email or small staff to work effectively, but it would also act as a concierge service for the clients. The metrics provided by the flipbooks will indicate the areas of interest, which in turn would inform the development of niche marketing, segmentation, personalization. This is important because according to Statista, 90% of U.S. consumers find personalized marketing content moderately to very appealing. And further research by Epsilon has proven that 80% of consumers are more likely to make a purchase when brands are personalized experiences. The main goal of the campaign is to establish an elegant digital presence which features the properties but also contains lifestyle pictures and videos which help to evoke emotions through hints of story. This approach will be utilized on the website, all channels, all social platforms, and software. Airbnb has stated that hosts can earn up to 40% more with professional photos. In fact, lifestyle photos, which evoke emotion, capture, and experience, have proven to get 63% more clicks. Thus, the importance of high-quality visuals throughout all platforms and channels is essential to success. Tyann Marcinke, an experienced expert in the holiday accommodation photography business, has studied the photographic techniques used in the market and how they impact their locations. The year-over-year increase has been as high as 50%. That means in dollars. It translates that the owner's $500 investment into professional photos returned in, on average, $25,000 the following year. SHPM recently has had professional photographs taken of several of their properties, and this has made a marked difference in the profile appearance of these properties. These photos are featured here in Figure 20 and throughout this presentation. The lighting, angles, and clarity in these photos powerfully showcase these properties and easily can be used to promote the property on a variety of channels and platforms. A staged photograph should look as if the person stepped away for a moment, as seen in Figure 21 and Figure 22. An open book, a lit fire, a glass of wine, all these things contribute towards conveying a warm, relaxed mood. Similarly, skis and boots by the door silently convey that there are slopes nearby. It's about placing clues and helping the viewer build an idea about what they would experience should they choose to rent. Some people may think that storytelling images are just fluff, but there is solid science behind why they are effective. Visual storytelling creates emotions, and when done correctly, it induces dopamine, oxytocin, and endorphins to be released into the system of the viewer. In essence, color and lighting discreetly encourage a viewer to feel a certain way. And recent studies have even indicated that storytelling photographs can produce an anxiety-relieving response in the viewer. Additionally, brains process images in 13 milliseconds, 60,000 times faster than text, making these images have almost an instantaneous effect. All of this combined makes storytelling photos a powerful way to help guide viewers through the tourist decision-making process, build engagement, and ultimately conversion. SHPM should include a storytelling in all of their property profiles. These images can simply be a setup scene, such as pictured in Figure 23, or involve people enjoying an activity such as stroll on the beach or an afternoon in front of the fire. These will not only help people envision what activities are available, but if done properly, they will serve to engage their emotions. This is key because emotions have proven to be the most influential factor of the decision-making process. Thus, far from being an afterthought, storytelling visuals, both photos and video, are a strong key to success. Inclusive marketing. The United States is increasingly becoming more diverse in communication methods, and it must address these audiences. Looking at ethnic diversity alone, the Census Bureau has stated that there is a big change from a little over a decade ago. Once the dominant ethnicity, whites are now only comprised a little over half the national population. A recent Google survey revealed that diverse marketing leads to more clicks, engagement, and conversion. Statista reports that in 2022, 50% reported that they are more likely to recommend a product or service if their advertisements are diverse and representative. Moreover, 64% of respondents reported taking an action on an ad specifically because they thought the ad was inclusive or diverse. But inclusive marketing is also ethically correct. As noted succinctly in Campaign Monitor, what we see in marketing and media shapes how we view the world and the people inside it. If marketing and media images lack diversity, perpetuate stereotypes, or tokenize individuals, many of us will internalize those ideas as indicative of reality. Thus, by ensuring the campaign uses images of mixed ethnicities, diverse orientations, identifications, and abilities, SHPM will not only appeal to a larger audience, but on an ethical basis, it will be doing its part to build a thoughtful and inclusive society. This campaign would be set up on a 4-month period starting in May 2023 and ending in August 2023. The primary focus will be the redevelopment of the website. After that is complete, digital flipbooks which feature the portfolio properties will be completed. Then, a flipbook for each of the STRs will be completed. The final project in May will be the creation of a digital flipbook which houses all attractions and dining in the area. In June, during the month of June, the niche channels will be developed and the booking software reservation key, which coordinates all bookings, will be thoroughly learned. By the end of this month, VRBO and Airbnb and all niche channels will be sending information to reservation key. This will be thoroughly tested and released. During the month of July, the social media platforms will be established and Hootsuite will be populated with 3 months of content which link to the website and digital flipbooks. During this month, videos that feature in individual properties will also be made and featured in these posts. And finally, during the month of August, the cumbersome office procedures will be digitized and the digital strategist will assume the responsibility of handling all inquiries and doing all booking paperwork. The initial budget for the campaign is $55,000. The initial one-time setup is $20,000, which covers a 4-month salary of the full-time digital strategist. The remaining amount encompasses $30,000 a year part-time salaried position, and $5,000 will cover the needed software, hosting costs, and a professional videographer. As seen in here in Table 2, the initial setup cost of $20,000 will cover the following: the reconstruction of the website to focus on the rentals, initial setup of profiles for all properties on the niche channels, development of a Facebook and Instagram profile for each property, development of a YouTube video for each property, populating the social media calendars 3 months out for each property, development of a digital brochure for each of the existing 12 properties. This work will take place over a 4-month span from May to August 2023, during which time this will be a full-time position. Once it is complete, the digital strategist will seek to streamline all STR procedures. A professional videographer is needed to take drone and regular videos of the Harpswell Islands. These photos will just feature the beauty of the area, the pine trees, rock shore, etc. Snippets of these videos would be featured on social platforms, in the digital brochures, in a scrolling video banner on the homepage of the website. This would cost about $2,500 for the videographer for a several-day shoot. The cost of a professional photographer and videographer needed for each property profile should be covered by the homeowner. The homeowner will be charged for photography and for an initial digital setup fee to cover the cost of creating the VRBO profile and listing it on niche channels and the website. In August, after the setup is complete, the full-time position of the digital strategist will be reduced to a 15-hour-a-week part-time position. This is important because research has proven that the credibility of a brand is determined by the smooth functionality and recency of content posting. This part-time position will ensure that these needs are met. The salary for this position will average $500 a week and will cost about $30,000 annually. As shown here in Table 3, this position will post and manage social media, make new digital brochures as needed, and maintain the website and niche channel. Additionally, it will evolve to handle all inquiries and ensure all rentals receive the digital brochure upon arrival. In essence, this position will evolve to handle the STR at SHPM, all inquiries, bookings, and promotional material. Currently, the vacancy rate of these rentals from Memorial Day to Columbus Day is roughly 35% vacant and 65% booked. During the fall and winter months, there are very few bookings at all. The goal of this campaign is to improve that rate and see a decrease in vacancies throughout both seasons. Therefore, the strongest indication of success will simply be measuring this year's vacancy rate against next year's vacancy rate. This vacancy rate can be measured with the reservation key, the office booking software, which has access to all channels and booking sites. You can see that here. When trying to set specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals, it is important to hone all metrics down into what Hootsuite considers the four key metrics: page profile impressions, audience growth rate, post engagement rate, and posting frequency. Table 5 depicts the two primary social media platforms used by this campaign, Facebook and Instagram, and shows the benchmarks for the hospitality industry in each category. While the benchmark impression number is based on a larger following than SHPM currently possesses with no active platform, the other categories are realistic goals for SHPM to achieve. The estimated goal for SHPM monthly impression was based on the strongest competitor in the area, which has 800 followers. The tentative number of followers is 300 for SHPM in 2024. Therefore, the number was achieved with the following calculation: 300 times 3 posts a week equals 900 times 4 posts a month equals 3,600 impressions a month. And you can see here, this is Hootsuite Analytics, what we would see when we're measuring it that way. And here is the graph. By monitoring Google Analytics, one is able to see the number of views and how the user found the website. This also helps clarify which platform is most effective in delivering views to the site. Finding out how the users found the website is the most important analytic need, and this will guide what channels are most heavily utilized in the future. Google Analytics is able to measure traffic to site, the number of users, network referrals, which will help to determine which platform is working best, and email signups. Flipbooks are able to show audience engagement in a variety of ways. Metrics include number of views, clicks, shares, downloads, and prints. While this shows the level of engagement, it also helps to clarify a persona, which can help with the segmentation of further promotional materials. The ability to see metrics in real time is one of the benefits of new media marketing, and it has given birth to agile marketing. Agile marketing has a goal, but instead of being static in quest of that goal, it works in short bursts called sprints. A sprint produces and then looks at the data and revises, and it keeps the campaign in a constant cycle of refinement. This is a key approach for keeping the campaign operating at its highest possible efficacy. In 2019, 32% of marketers used agile methodologies. In 2021, only 2 years later, the number had increased to 51%. The number continues to grow because agile marketing is data-driven and effective. The SHPM campaign will utilize agile processes. While the campaign will begin in a strong position, having researched content, channels, and platforms thoroughly, it will consistently monitor the metrics and adapt. As the campaign progresses, it will become more informed and increase exponentially in reach, engagement, and conversion. Safe Harbor Property Management has seen great success with just a brief foray into the realm of new media marketing. The company's existing website and VRBO presence already proved its worth by making 40% of the company's profit within the first year of having rentals. However, the market is becoming increasingly competitive, and SHPM must utilize new methods of communication to be able to compete and expand its clients' base. The new media strategies briefly outlined here can extend reach beyond the local area and create worldwide awareness, increase engagement, and conversion for very little cost after the initial setup. This will reduce the vacancy and increase profit. This improved vacancy rate will strongly contribute to meeting SHPM's overarching goal of attracting new rental property owners. Thinking about competing with larger companies may seem daunting. However, it can be done. This is the first step towards building a strong brand to define Safe Harbor Property Management and the services it provides. As this campaign progresses, it may almost seem that the perception being built is too large for the company, But as Elon Musk stated, brand is just perception, and perception will match reality over time. Or, as our more close to home New Englander Henry David Thoreau once said, it's fine to build castles in the air. Now, build the foundations under them. This new media campaign will lay a strong foundation for Safe Harbor Property Management brand for years to come. Are there any questions? Thank you for your time.